check any Native American's car, you always find gin and femurs or something. You know, they keep the dead with them a lot of times. I unfortunately almost knocked this young lady up that was from South Dakota. And she lived on a reservation, and she like threatened to have the baby.
Damn, how old were you?
37 this year. It was this year. And she wouldn't even be cool. She threatened to have the baby, dude, and I just met her at a motel. And she threatened to have a baby, man. And so that's...
How'd you meet?
Tell us some backstory, I met her on Snapchat.
You did?
Yeah, and then I met her in person in a motel only hours later.
Wow.
And
it went down like that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And it was definitely... So I don't recommend that kind of stuff. I don't recommend making love to people off of Snapchat.
This is South Dakota?
Dude, this was in a different city. She was out of their whatever
How'd you talk her out of it? How'd you talk her out of it?
She came out. She just said immediately, she's like, if I have this baby. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm having it. Oh, we locked this big girl in our town. We locked this big girl one time. We ate some acid. And we locked this big girl into a room at this party, and we kept going in there with fucking pots of fucking warm water, fucking pouring it on her. I feel bad. I feel horrible, dude. We was kids and we were on acid, dude. And then, bro,
you can't tell me this story when I'm straight. You gotta tell me on mushrooms. You locked the girl.
I just remember.
How old were you?
I just remembered.
How old were you?
Probably 16.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, but here's the thing. Let's say I was 14. That way it makes it sound not as bad, bro. But look, she ate acid with us, bro. She ate acid with us, dude. And what happened was, and we kept going in the room with like these pots of warm. I don't know why we had the pots of warm water, because I think we just were fucked up, dude. And we would like pour a little on her, but not like torture. She wasn't in a cage or nothing. She was just, free range in this room, right? But I think she was scared to come out. And then one time we went in, bro. We heard this loud sound, and we went in. And
I wonder why.
She had ran against one of the walls so hard, bro. Had fucking moved the entire wall in this house, dude. Huge girl, about 240 pounds. Beautiful girl, too. The most beautiful, biggest girl that I've ever known.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful girl. Beautiful hair, beautiful face. Just large and beautiful. But she fucking got lifted, bro. And, dude, I remember this. Yeah, now I feel bad about what we did to that bigger girl, bro.
Yeah, you can't, but.
But we didn't do it because she was big. We just did it. She just wanted it. She just got fucked up and she couldn't get out the room,
Do you think there's more porn stars or murderers in the world? I think murderers. I actually know a guy. I shouldn't say this on here, but I'm not going to say names, but I know a guy who killed someone. And he said, and this isn't me saying this, dude, I wouldn't do something like this. But he said that it fucking feels good. And he did say that.
Do you know how he murdered him?
Huh?
Do you know how he murdered him?
I don't know anything else, man.
I used to be into like powerlifting and everything, dude. I used to be jacked back in the day.
Really?
I was an animal, dude. I was fucking
were you on them
sprinkling
steroids?
protein powder under my.
Were you on them steroids, though?
I was on steroids for a while when I was young, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
You were on steroids?
Testosterone, something. Yeah.
You just decided to run a stack just to get jack?
Yeah, it was like a southern stack. It was like testosterone and like Crisco or something.
I was gonna say gravy.
Yeah.
Fucking test and gravy. Deca D-ball and fucking fried chicken.
Bad, dude. Yeah. Oh, I was so jacked.
And Mountain Dew Red.
Dude, I was so jacked at one point. I couldn't use Q-tips in my ears because I couldn't get my...
Really?
Yeah.
Is there pictures online of this?
I don't know. There might be, man.
Fucking find that shit.
It might be.
You were just doing it just to try it out, or what?
I mean, if you want to really know, when I really think back on what I was doing.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I was just...
How old were you, first of all?
Yeah, I was, let me see, 17 or 18. Nope, it was after that. That's when I got involved in this damn cult.
What the fuck?
What
Is that a real cult?
Yeah, bro.
Are you not on set there?
That's out in Reseda, dude.
What are you doing?
Huh?
Why are you doing
Looking
that?
for the Lord, brother. What do you think I was doing? Same thing you probably were. But,
Hey, man! What are you...
Yeah, bro! Whatever, dude! You never hung around black people? Things happen, bro.
No. Bro, it looks like you're in, like, Africa there.
Yeah, I
hanging out
wasn't,
with the
dude. I was
Aborigines.
probably out east of Santa Clarita.
And you were just trying to blend in?
Just an adult. Yeah, dude, it's rural. It gets pretty rural out there.
How long were you out there?
Oh, dude, long enough, bro. Long enough to catch the sweats, you know? Long enough to put a warp zone in your spirit. I was out there, dude, eating fucking dolphin dandruff, doing dope. Out there, boy. Playing Color Me Mine with my own body. Living out there, boy. Making pottery out of my dick. But I'll tell you this, man. What were we talking about? Oh, steroids.
Oh, steroids. Before you were in a cult.
Yeah, man.
Damn, doing dick pottery.
Dude, I've been in some
Aborigines.
That's the dark arts, bro. I've been in the dark arts.
You've been in some dark places, man.
Doing. Now
Yeah.
I'm telling jokes. Jesus Christ.
And yeah, and then telling people when you go back home and they've never seen you, they've never heard of you, they think you're gay. They're just like, you won't like, they're like, you keep flying home, you don't have any money, and you're not
Right.
bringing a girl home.
You're
you have
hiding
these
from
jokes.
something.
Yeah, you're hiding from something, you know?
Yeah.
Just come out. I remember my stepdad is yelling at me in the yard one time.
Told you to come out?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not fucking gay, bro. I was like, I'm just not flying some girl home that I just met, you know, just to prove to
He
you
thought he
guys.
could catch you. He thought he could catch you in a lie. The worst has got to be if someone says you're gay and you are, but you don't want to admit
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You're
that'd be
like,
scary.
Shit.
Yeah, you change
Shit.
your clothes the next day. You come dressed like in a mafia outfit or something, like something to totally take them hot off the trail, you
Or
know?
like that with putting out 2 podcasts, 3 podcasts a week.
He does that many a week. Wow.
Joe's got this game locked down.
How's he to talk to? He just started kind of like, well, give me a little bit more FaceTime, you know?
He's great. He's great.
You see, he doesn't believe in Jesus Christ, does he?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But that's fine. You know?
I don't think he does.
Yeah, he might not believe in Jesus Christ, but...
I mean, I think he believes.
And I'm drinking out of his mug right here, look.
I think he believes in a higher power. I mean, he's done DMT, so he's spoken to the aliens.
But damn, you fought, dude. Like, if somebody...
Top 10.
Dude, I couldn't. I just don't even think I could fight, man. I remember one kid attacked me once in school. It didn't go really well. I got attacked by a bunch of dogs.
Dogs, that's a different animal.
Yeah, but
Literally.
still.
Different animal.
Literally.
Yeah,
Like,
but
how do
they're
you
out
fuck
there.
with a dog?
2 of them came back and attacked me on my birthday again a year later.
On your birthday?
Swear to God,
When
dude.
they come back, they came back like it's this fool's birthday.
You take any bites?
Yeah, I took a couple bites. Went to the hospital. It was my birthday. I remember I was 11 years old, and then at 12 years old, 2 of them came back and got me again. Like they knew. That's what I'm saying, man. Animals are.
But I also remember, because where I'm from, if you see 2 mentals hugging, you call the cops on them. And that was a rule when I was young, and that's true, dude. That's true. If you see 2 mentals hugging, you call the cops immediately, because once 2 mentals don't make a non-mental. You know, rarely do they. And it's a risk, and it's high risk, low reward. That's what they call that. I think I had a little bit of that poor white anger. You know, the same type of just, you know, nobody gives a fuck about poor white people in America, it seems like, you know, except for poor white people. So, you know, I had a little bit of that angst. You know, I knew, dude, I mean, you know, I grew up around some fucking real crazy poor white people. You know, the dude, they had a dude in our town, no arms, used to fucking fight everybody. You know that dude. You know what I'm saying? He'd get you in that lurch. He would catch you with between his chin and his chest. He would fucking snack you like a snake.
We were talking about this dude.
His boy Gert was his name. And he would just get you like that, bruh. And he'd choke you down.
He had no arm.
No arms at all. And he'd fight anybody, dude. And he would choke you.
So if you went to punch him, how would he block?
Oh, bro. He'd spin out of it. He'd spin, he'd duck, he'd dodge. The dude he just...
And would he catch your hand with his neck?
Huh?
Would he catch your
Oh,
hand?
he would just lurch at you. And, bro, the thing is, here was the...
Oh, you know what? If he hits you with that shoulder, you're going down.
Yeah, part of it.
Because
The big move was that choke. He would catch you like this.
Where would he catch you? Your
In
hand?
your neck. He would catch you neck to neck.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh, once he got you neck to neck, Gert Yuva, the whole family was fucking
He could choke you out.
psychos, bro. Brother had sharpened half of his teeth on one side of his mouth, dude. These people would fuck you up. One of the kids was in a wheelchair, they never taught him to walk, I think. I don't even think he was crippled. They just never taught him to walk. And so the other brother would carry him on his back everywhere, like a backpack, dude, and didn't even give a fuck.
Maybe it's because these people are
away from society? An entire family?
No shirts, bro.
Oh
Whole
my God.
family, zero shirts.
No, nobody. Those people don't wear shirts.
Not the girl didn't have shirts either. They had one girl in the family. What was her name? Jessica.
She was normal.
She was, she was pretty nice. I thought she was a sweet girl for as tough as, with everything that had gone on down there. And they used to put a board over the sink at night, and one of them would sleep over the sinks. They had 11 children. The house, no joke, was just two of these studios, and they had 11 kids in there. But yeah, it's like I grew up in that type of environment where it's just like, I don't know, you don't feel like anybody gives a fuck about you. So I think it took a long time for some of that to get out of my system. I still feel it when I go around like really rich people who think that they know everything. Man, that stuff makes me mad, dude.
It was funny. I was telling Lee that this morning I woke up. I slept so much yesterday, and last night I fucking slept hard. I woke up like at fucking 4:30 in the morning, wide awake, ready to fucking kill Monday, ready for kickboxing at 9. And I did my usual shit. I went over my audition on the sides, and I wrote it out, and I wrote my stuff for the day. And then I went and I fucked around. Then I went on Messenger. Like, you ever go on Facebook Messenger? Mm-hmm. I went on Messenger just to see, because sometimes messages accumulate. You don't know.
You get some in there.
I got a message this morning. It was like the weirdest thing. It was like fate. I was telling Lee when I came in. I go, Lee, were you not in the green room with me all weekend? And Lee goes, yeah. I go, Lee, I got an email today from a couple.
Yeah.
I went to their Facebook page. And I didn't even answer them back. But the first line was, you're a sham. Like a scam, like whatever that word is.
Mm-hmm. A farce.
A farce or something. Mm-hmm. We went to see you Friday night, and we could visibly tell that you were on cocaine.
No.
Oh, my God. They were like drug geniuses. They had to be Rogan people. When I went back to their page, they had 10 pictures of Rogan. They went to see Rogan like at 8 places. They're the ones that always ask Rogan annoying questions on the road. And Rogan will look at them like, are you fucking crazy?
There's no better look than when Rogan gives that look.
Rogan gives you that look.
Are you fucking crazy?
They just say stupid shit to Rogan to seem intellectual. And there's 200 people behind you, guy. Chit, let's go. Take a hike. Take the picture and take a fucking hike.
Yeah.
So you could tell he's one of those guys that he'll see Rogan and right away call me a farce, that I was obviously on cocaine, that there was no way that I was clean, that my energy levels on stage were too high for my age for me to be on cocaine. He said, but I knew how to hide it. You weren't sniffling or wiping your nose. Dog, as soon as you do a line of coke, this shit starts dripping out of your fucking nose. You know what I'm saying? That's the first tell. I could look at somebody now. Now I could really see it.
Oh, yeah.
Then, when I was under the influence, I couldn't see it. Now I can really see it.
Dude, everybody, my buddy, this one dude used to he would start to do a little dust, start touching his asshole, bro. By the end of the night, if we had a couple of bags, he'd have 4 fingers in his fucking ass, dude. He had like that some of those people eat their hair. You see those videos where people eat their hair, He just had like a weird tick like that, where he would just, I don't know what it was. He just
under the pants. He would go in the pants.
Oh, in his ass, in his own ass.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had a guy that used to do this. He would hold up, like he would be talking to you, and he'd go. And he would tighten up his neck.
Don't do that, bro.
He would just be talking to you, and he would just flip out from time to time.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then I had another guy that when he'd get coked up, he was bald, so he always felt like something was landing on his head. So every 8 minutes, he would tell you this, shh, and he would point to his head to tell you that, look, is there a bug? Do you see it? Like type, but you can see it.
Damn.
That's what was
like he wants you to be an investigator for him?
Yeah, like, come on, do I have anything on my head? Let me know. It's like those people that tell you your nose is clean. I got anything on my nose?
Yeah.
He would look at me. He didn't have to say them. He would, let's say he started snorting at 11 with me.
Yeah.
By 1:30, that would start. He wouldn't get paranoid. He wouldn't drive me crazy. He wouldn't say a lot of shit. He would just tell me that he had a spider on his head. And then after 2 or 3 hours, he would start smacking his head.
Oh, come on, bro.
And that's when you would fucking die of laughter. When he would smack his own head.
Be honest, Joey. After like the first couple of times he asked you, would you just start like looking above his head, just like, I think there's something on your forehead?
Oh, I tortured him for days. That
through where he's just switching shirts, just fucking. So then every 40 minutes, he'd have on a different colored shirt. So if you were a new person, you didn't know. You'd be like, what the fuck, man? You'd think you were tripping even harder. Dude, we had time, and I remember bad acid would come through town, and like everybody would start acting a certain way. People would start, I remember one time people wore like a bunch of like kind of Grateful Dead type of stuff. People wore vests. They'd have like a bad batch of acid would come through. Next, half the town's wearing fucking vests. Women are gelling their hair down. I remember one time. Dude, they had this one dude at this party, and he'd apparently had taken a bunch of acid or he put it in his mouth. And for, $4, whatever, he would like spit into your mouth like a hit of acid.
Why would you do something like that? That's disgusting.
But there wasn't anything else to do.
So I'm gonna let some fucking stranger spit acid in my mouth.
For
$4, I can put the acid in my mouth for free.
But we didn't have it.
Oh, you didn't have the $4.
We had the $4, but we didn't have the acid. He had it inside of his system. And for $4 or in his, he put it in his mouth. And then for $4, he'd fucking fire it into you. So next thing you know, bro, we spent about $36. We're fired up, dude, at this dude's party. This dude, I'll tell you, this dude, Icy Mike, right? So this dude used to get ice from anywhere. Like he would get water, and he had like a nice freezer. His family had one of those. You ever go downstairs in like some people's house and they keep meat in like an extra freezer? Like they don't want you stealing their meat, so they put it in like a special freezer down in the basement. Or the freezer has like a flat top. It has like a door on the top, and you open it like that. And the whole thing's a freezer. There's no refrigerator. You know what I'm talking about? Like a big freezer?
Yeah, the old school.
Yeah, so these people had, this dude, Icy Mike, would get water from different places, fucking local water, fancy Lake Mead, Lake Pontchartrain, Mississippi River, and freeze it. And then people come over and eat the ice in the summer. We'd go over there and eat ice. He had water from everywhere. He had water from Ireland, France, Lake Powell. You know what I'm saying? So we'd go by Icy Mike's and fucking have a piece of ice. He'd break you off of some fucking chunk of ice, and everybody's sitting having ice from other places. It was kind of...
Are you sure it just wasn't... He just didn't write it on the bottle? Like it was all from his faucet?
Oh, no, you could taste it was from different places, man. Some of it was brackish. Some of the shit was fucking, Iceland.
Where did Icy Mike get the fucking water from?
Different places, man.
He went himself?
Oh, maybe his family went. I think his dad did some kind of traveling work.
You thought he brought back gallons of fucking water? Have you lost your goddamn mind?
Bro, I'm telling you, there's no other way.
You guys got tricked.
Nuh-uh, there's no way he could have gotten these flavors in this water.
What fucking flavors? They did this. Remember?
Oh, I remember one time I got stuck in a tunnel. My car broke down in a tunnel in Pittsburgh, and I had to defecate extremely, and that's French actually for shit.
Yeah.
And I had to defecate. And so I got in my back seat of my car, and the only, I didn't have any choice. This was like, it was like something had gotten into my body, like a pink eye had gotten into my stomach. Whoa. And all the shit in my body was coming out of my body.
You had pink eye in your stomach?
Yeah, it was like, hey, we need all this shit out of here.
I had gingivitis once in my stomach.
Did you really?
Yeah.
In your mouth?
And I got diarrhea from that too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how I got down there.
And I had to defecate into a frisbee. I had an upside down frisbee was all I had.
Really? Be real.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What?
And so I'm in this tunnel. There were cars whizzing by. Here's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Extremely hard to poop when cars are going by at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, and furious too.
Yeah.
Furious. Like, and also white people. Like, it was Pittsburgh, so it's furious white people driving by. If other people, some certain ethnicities, I can shit easier when they're driving by, honestly. Like if a couple of brothers are rolling by blasting some fucking good music, I can fucking blow ass all day into a frisbee, right?
Yeah.
No problem. I'm part of it. Everybody seems like it's more laid back.
Yeah.
But an angry white dudes, rolling by, 6, 7,
Well, they
8
would probably
a.m.
call somebody too, huh?
Oh, they weren't calling anybody. I mean, the only free finger they had, they were waving it out the window at me. They weren't using it to dial the phone.
So you shit on a frisbee.
I had to shit in the open.
not the top part, but the bottom part.
A frisbee is basically a cup. Basically, the sides.
A plate.
It's a plate.
A plate.
Well, a plate is just a cup. That's
Wait,
way
no,
spaced
no.
out.
Wait,
Let me get
stop.
this straight. Hang on. Are you
A plate is
still
just a wide
driving?
cup.
No.
Or you pulled over?
Oh, I pulled over the car. I think honestly I'd run
Why
out of
couldn't you
gas.
just shit on the ground? Why did you have to
I
put
was
a
in a
plate
tunnel.
underneath?
Yeah, so it's dark. Shit on the
Yeah.
fucking guy. Go outside and
What's-
shit.
In a tunnel,
Why would you have
you
to plate your own
idiot.
shit?
Okay, you should be familiar with tunnels, dude.
Why?
Huh?
Because of Vietnam? Because you're gonna do that shit again right now, man?
What
Because,
shit, bro?
Why you think no, dude.
Whoa,
Right,
guy.
you're doing that Nam shit again, huh, bro?
What? Nam what?
You thought that I was digging tunnels in the Ho Chi Minh Trail and trying to attack you people?
No, I thought you
think
meant
that was
Nam,
me?
the fruit juice, the pomegranate fruit juice that's always in there. What is that stuff called? Palm, yeah, no.
No, dude.
No, not Palm. No.
Bro, I don't believe in Vietnam. I don't believe in
It
a lot of
happened?
war. Huh?
Oh, it's
I'm not saying it
conspiracy?
didn't happen, dude.
Are you those?
They never found the boats, dude. You know?
Oh, right.
It's just
I
like
think it's a
slavery. They never
conspiracy
found
too,
the
yeah.
boats.
What do you mean tunnels, though, bro?
So anyway, I'm in a tunnel, and there's only 2 lanes going each way. There's nowhere to get out in a tunnel. Like in a tunnel, you know.
Right.
Cars are whizzing by.
Yeah,
And so I had to get in the back seat and defecate into this Frisbee.
Right.
And then wait for the cops to come.
Why
You called the
Why did the
cops?
cops come?
Had to call the cops. Somebody, not somebody. I had just shit in a Frisbee. The meat,
Oh, you ate them, you saying?
yeah, but
You guys ate owls?
yeah.
I don't think that's legal. You probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Well, I didn't have a lot.
Over it.
I'll
So
tell you this: if you want to
passe.
feed a family of 4, you can't just have one owl. I will say that though.
Well, if you look at what it looks like without the feathers, it looks like
That's what I'm saying.
fucking demon.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a real bait and switch. I feel like it's one of God's hidden agendas.
Well, I was talking to someone about peacocks about this, and I started talking about it on stage.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a duck, bro.
But it says peacock.
That is something else. That
See,
is
doesn't
meningitis.
seem
I
right,
think.
though. Go back up to
Yeah,
the
bro.
peacock picture. They have it. I just dropped that rabbit and said, fuck it. And I stopped the car and to check it out. I was like, whoa.
That's flirting, really. It sounds like
Flirting?
Oh, if a
like,
bird
let
drops
me
a
know.
rabbit at your feet,
Hey, bitch.
yeah, it's ready to fuck.
Probably. Yeah, like you didn't love the French?
I love the Canadians.
French Canadians.
Yeah, I'll take them.
You love Canadians, period.
I love Canadians. Period.
But do you love French Canadians?
Yes, because they
Those
are
are the-
Canadian. But French, bro,
Not into French?
and nobody is.
They make great wine.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. People go to Paris every year.
Yeah, but they leave. It's not a big issue. I think people don't spend enough time with real ass animals. A lot of these animals out here are bullshit, trained imports, fake ass little Dalmatians and dude, that's people in parks, man. People do anything in a park out here. You got to notice that out here. Like, I mean, where I'm from, a park is a place to picnic. You know, maybe
Chill out.
chill out, make art or something. But
Frisbee.
yeah,
Out here, it's a lot of drug scenes.
people living out there.
Yeah, a lot of gang activity, a lot of butt sex.
Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. Maybe
I don't know. Depends what
a lot of
park
that
you're going
Magic
to.
Johnson. That's what they call it. You know, people out there getting that Magic Johnson.
That Magic Johnson. My brother cried when Magic Johnson announced he had AIDS.
No
He started crying. He's one of his favorite players. Oh, I'll
Bro,
never
that's
forget
gayer
that.
than even getting AIDS from a dude is crying when another dude gets it. So then I just got into stand up, and I always like making people laugh. Like I used to do a similar thing when I was a child. At the lunch table, we get some kids who were mentals, or a couple of them might have been mentals, and a couple kids that were well, you know, and we get there and sit them to make them drink milk and then tell jokes and do stuff until the one of them just blew milk out of their face, you know? And if you get some straight up just couple mentals, boy, some straight up sawed off humans, you get them to straight up blow leche out their dome, dude. That's America right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew I was like, I got some kind of a gift here, you know? I almost blew the throat out of this one boy. Almost blew the throat out of this one boy named Tot. T-O-T was his name. Kind of a bad name too to be mentally challenged, but also easy for him to spell. And I'm not joking. That's what his father said. And easy for him to spell backward and forward. Same name, Tot. So that's true, man.
Was this guy's his name was Todd?
Why are you so laughing at him?
It's just a funny sounding name. That's all. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're right.
Yeah,
it
so
was pretty funny,
where
I
this
guess.
guy-
Tot.
Yeah, well,
You know,
let's
Tot.
talk about Tot.
Sometimes he would just say T-O-T was his name, but I knew
yeah.
it was Tot.
Yeah,
He would try to spell it out, and like he was tricking me.
yeah. So did you do like the open mic circuit in L.A.?
Yeah, started doing open mics here.
Like at Marty's or where? Like at the
They had a
Comic
place.
Meltdown and stuff?
No, they had a place over on the west side of town. I lived.
Yeah.
I was sleeping under a buddy of mine had a bed, and I was sleeping under his bed for $150 a month.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes even in his bed. Sometimes when he would be out of town or when he would leave for work, I'd climb up into his bed, dude. And I've never been heavily homosexual, but I will say this: that there's nothing really gayer than getting into a man's warmth after he's already left the room, and climbing up into his bed. A man you don't even really know that much, but still catching that hit off of his temperature,
funny.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
You go over to somebody's house, dude, who you don't know that much, and when they leave the room and get out of their bed, you get into their bed. That shit'll make
You never told him that, though.
That shit'll make a man out of you fast, dude, or it won't. But you find out who's who pretty quick when you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember I got on a school bus one day, and the man didn't even take us to school. He just drove us around, and
fuck off.
Swear to God, and then just drove us back home eventually.
What's wrong with him?
He didn't say anything either.
Probably drunk.
And when at a certain point,
He
you
likes
don't
to
ask.
Dude, in cocaine, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine 8,000, put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say the priciest one I had was probably about $210. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get fucked up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it's pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie, and I'm fucking coked up, I'm partying, I'm living high on the hog. Got these 2 vests on maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going, 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right? Now I have to go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall, and tell him.
Dude, I'd have to get my butt waxed, I think, bro. That's my thing. Like, I have so much hair on my butt. Like, I walk. If I'm hooking up with a chick, I'll walk out of the room backwards so she doesn't see my butt.
It's that bad?
It just makes it, I'm self-conscious about it,
Why don't you Brazilian wax it?
I'm just scared of that, man. I met a girl, and she waxes people's balls, too. And how
Yeah, they call it
crazy is
B&B, butt and balls.
Oh.
It's actually the most common practice for men.
Is it?
Yeah, I used to date a girl who specialized in that. And she was like, man, 60% of my clients are men. She goes, they do the B&B. You want to come in? I'm like, what is it? She goes, balls and butt. They literally do all that, the taint, and then your booty hole. I had a girl try it once. It's on the inside of my thigh. Never again.
Hurt?
I'd rather get a tattoo on my fucking face.
Oh.
It hurts so bad.
I'd rather get that fucking name stamp,
Me
dude.
too, bro.
I'd rather get that
100%.
fucking tat on my
Don't
name.
do it, man.
Yeah.
But if you have a hairy ass, like if I could braid your ass there, you should probably get it removed.
You couldn't braid it. You could gel it down, though.
You could part it to the side.
Dude, I had an uncle, and he had so much hair on his neck, he would gel it down for church because he didn't want to shave it off because it was his hair. And it was like a thing against God.
You gel down the sides, huh?
Oh, he gel his whole neck hair down.
You might want to gel you basically got a ducktail.
Oh, dude,
a ducktail hanging out the back.
I look like shit, man, But nobody expects anything out of me. That's the best thing.
You don't think
you show up, people look, People ask, where's the honey, guy? That's obviously been...
Where's the honey?
You look like you've been stung by bees, bro, all the time.
Why do I look... Are you saying I'm bloated?
Doesn't he, Chin?
Do I look bloated?
Bro, it looks like you try to drink honey right out the hive and a bunch of bees got you, bro.
Wait, are you saying I'm swole or I'm fucking bloated?
I mean, you're swole for sure, dude. I'd be swole too if fucking 200 bees were babysitting my face all the time. You look like you got fucking stung by a bunch of bees, dude.
Bro.
Where do you live at, bro? In a comb? You gotta tighten up, bro. You're gonna get diabetes, dude.
Bro, what the fuck, dude?
Come on, man.
Conversation at the store one night. Like last week, some guy got found with 30 pounds of hamster bones.
They did in my town. They just busted a man.
It just doesn't. Right away, you got to stop what you're doing in that conversation and giggle. Because 9 out of 10 people wouldn't be proud that happened in their hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't even mention it. If somebody comes up to me and go, are you from New Orleans? Not really. I'm from Texas. Wait a second. I got to go. You get to that point. Most fucking people would be embarrassed to say something like that. Or it would take them 10 minutes after everybody told their story to say, oh, by the way, there's a guy. No, we were just talking. It's Tuesday night.
Dude, yeah.
We were ready to go home. And you came out with it, and me and Lee were dying in the car, like, what's he talking about? Hamster meat? What the fuck is he talking about? And that's
they busted him, man.
Listen, dog,
they got him.
What if?
Thank God.
I like it's like they got him.
No, I'm glad they got him, dude. 30-pound bag of hamster bone, that's because you have to. There's not as much meat. There's very little bone in a hamster, bro. Them hamps got a hamp probably has. like an eighth of an ounce in his chest plate, bro. You can't even make a wish on their bones. You know, there's nothing in there.
Where do you get all those hamsters from?
Well, they breed them in our town. I used to work for this group. They used to sell tattooed hamsters and guinea pigs after.
They tattoo them?
Yeah, they used to brand them with concerts and raves. They would say it's tattooed just to make people not be as sad about it. But it was a brand, bro.
Of what?
With like heat and ink, bro.
For what? Like, what did it say?
311, Green Day, anything like of different bands that were coming to town. Toadies. Swear to God, bro. Toadies, Acid Bath. Who else? Rave. Whatever, bro. We used to truck these hamps into the city and fucking vend them, bro. We did, man. Because there wasn't much work in our town, dude. You know, you had to get what you could get, and they had a man that bred hamsters, and then they had to do the tattoos, and they fucking met up, and that was a merger. That's big business, you know. And they started
a merger.
They started doing it.
Man, I got me some 300 mouse in my house and shit. And some other guy's like, you know what, man? I'm a pretty good tattoo artist.
That's Louisiana.
And that's it. A merger is formed.
That means someone listening to this right now has had a hamster with like a band label on it. Like,
who the fuck buys a hamster? Listen, if I went to a concert, do you think I'm bringing a hamster home with fucking AC/DC? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be fucked up the whole night with this hamster in my pocket.
But when you leave, Coco, when you leave the place, that's when we get you, bro. You get it there. Hey, people are leaving. They're on ecstasy pills. They're on Molly. You leave. You get that fucking hams. You get that warm little piece of God in their hands. They buy it every time, bro.
A lot of black people, and I will say this, because this is really factual, and I've spent a lot of time around, you know, in the dark arts, and I don't mean that's not black people in general. That's
the dark
That's
art.
voodoo. That's black magic.
That's everything. Black magic.
That's New Orleans,
voodoo,
son.
That's the underground.
Louisiana.
Yep.
You know, I grew up in a mixed neighborhood, dude, and black people don't really know. They don't differentiate between indoors and outdoors.
What do you mean?
Outdoors
Bill?
can be indoors, dude.
What do you mean?
Outdoors can be indoors. Black person, you can put them outdoors, and you put them indoors. Same volume levels, same speed.
There's no inside voice.
There's zero inside voice.
There's no etiquette when you go indoors.
Well, they just don't. I don't think they believe in like a lot of structures and. I don't want to say woodwork, but I want to say overall that the difference between indoors and outdoors when it comes to most black people,
it's so incredibly vaguely racist.
It's so funny though. It's so funny.
They say that
there's no filter.
No, what they say when you're poor.
It's true.
But a lot of people who are poor, it's a socioeconomic thing. So a lot of people that are poor, a lot of times, I guess, have to rely on each other. Like they notice shit that say rich people wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Because they have to, because you're kind of relying on your neighbor, on usually sharing a bathroom. There's a lot of stuff. People are on you.
They're
Teamwork.
people.
And it creates
people.
Yeah, and and it creates sort of this feeling of competition.
But
where
that
like,
doesn't mean you can't lower your voice when you're in the mall or in the theater.
Right.
and that's just what I'm saying.
That's his point.
Right.
Yeah,
I want to be heard.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of my black friends even do not. Yeah, they don't have indoor voices. Is what I'm trying to say. I think I used too many words.
Just closed the car, opened the window, and listened to it. And the three white dudes walked away.
He just tuned in.
Fuck yeah. Bro, you never get to see a good fucking smackaroo.
No.
No,
Not especially not on the West Coast,
No,
dude.
you never get to
You see a
it.
shooting or
you
that's
see a
it.
lot more smackaroos where you're from.
Oh,
You know?
down south. I saw a brother take a bite out of a Vietnamese guy once, dude. Took a huge bite out of his fucking arm, bro. Meat and everything, bro. Ripped it right out.
Jesus.
The Vietnamese guy was like threatening him with all this karate shit and everything, and his brother just grabbed him and fucking bit right into him, dude. Bit right
If you
into
think
him.
about it, that's the way to do it. That stops karate all the time. Because I don't care what type of karate you got, they ain't got no defense for the bite. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got. Well, what if a motherfucker goes to bite you?
Oh my god.
Hold on, I gotta call the main jab in fucking Okinawa and get these.
Hold on. Let me put my Komodo on, dude. And they bite your ass, dude. And you remember that every time you try to fucking hug somebody and if you got a little divot in it, you know, you got a speed bump in your fucking hug.
Why did I let Lee talk me into eating mushrooms on a Wednesday night? Like, look at your head, Lee.
Look at Lee, bro. Open your eyes, bro. I can't. Damn, dude. What the fuck?
Lee, you're already fucked up.
You gave me 800 before that. Like,
Oh,
no
we're in
one's talking
training.
about
I
this.
told you. When you go down to
Yeah,
when you
Lee.
join the Marines, they don't send you to Miami. You know, with a fucking seagull. No, they send you to fucking Paris Island debt.
What Marines are they putting Lee in?
My own private Marines.
Oh, yeah,
This is
I
the
love
church.
that.
What's happening now, dog?
I love it, bro.
We got our own Marines. They
Look.
come in all shapes and sizes.
Amen. Well, enlist me,
Lee's
man.
got a use in the Marines. When you know.
No, I don't.
Weird place, and it's one thing that's unique to me is my childhood and my perspective of it. You know.
Yeah, it will. You grew up in.
I grew up in Covington, Louisiana, and our town's famous. Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school. Pistol Pete Maravich lived and died in our town.
Really?
Two good shooters. That's the joke that I use off of that. But like Tulane University had their primate testing facility in our town. That's where most people worked at, right? So, and in 1994, like 70 infected monkeys got out in our town, and they literally, the police came to YMCA summer camp and let the oldest kids leave to help them look for these monkeys, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I remember like guys, they had guys with like rebel flags in their truck. I'm like, it's not a racial thing, guys. These are fucking 70. These are chimpanzees and macaws that are loose around town. You know, this isn't a gang that's moved in. You know, but I remember me and a couple of other kids. I still remember having a wet bathing suit on, cornering a fucking chimpanzee outside of a Kenny Rogers Roasters with a police officer and 3 other kids, like rah rah rah, you know, by this drive-through, and this fucking fat elf of a woman honking at us like we're ruining her, you know, dream shake she's buying or whatever, and her fucking cornbread while we're trying to fucking save our town from a fucking. Who knows what this monkey had?
From a
maybe
fucking
yellow
Planet
fever.
of the Apes apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe something Walter Reed missed. Could have been yellow fever.
Wait.
I really feel like I grew up in the stray animal belt of Louisiana, and they don't really have this anymore because everybody has pets now. But they had a long time where there was just, I felt like thousands of strays running around. Like Joey Diaz, he got bit by animals. I got jumped by a bunch of cats on my birthday once, dude. I'm not even joking, dude. And one of them, I swear to God, some of them got me on the ground, and one of them came off a fucking rooftop from next door. I swear to God, I still remember a couple of them were getting me and looking back and seeing one come from something in the air. And they had tons of stray animals where I was from. You had to infuse that in everything you did, wherever you went, or if you were going to bike or play ball.
I got jumped by a bunch of
Cats. And that'll make you feel like a little bitch, too. I mean, first of all, your dad's dying, and now there's cats jumping you. It's just really... But anyway, so I was like, we used to pull these bodies off of the interstate and bury them off the highway, right?
Holy shit.
Because dogs were getting hit there. I mean, literally, they were fucking piling up. You know? And I remember one time we found a bunch of nudie mags in the ground. Somebody had hid a bunch of, you know, pornography in the dirt. And I remember we got down, and somebody we realized I'd never seen any sex before, right? So somebody cut out all the pictures of the actual insertion points in these magazines. There was probably 11 pornography magazines. Club, some of the older ones, Club, finer ones, I thought, actually.
Yeah.
Penthouse. But where the exact penis and vagina insertion point happened, and in every picture, somebody cut that out. And taken it with them, I guess. And I don't know if they did it because they didn't want people to see that, or they wanted to have it all, you know? But I remember this weird shit like that, and that's when I started realizing this shit didn't happen to everybody. Like, for some reason, God put all this weird shit in front of me, and so those are the things that I need to focus on. And that's when I started thinking that I became a little bit more confident, because I know what I'm talking about, I think.
What do you mean?
Like, I know what I'm explaining a place that I know, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm trying to be like...
Oh, when you started talking about where you grew up on
just
stage,
these
you got
weird
more
things.
confidence. You knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I knew what I was talking about. So that just helped with my confidence. So now I can tell some older jokes and bits, and there's more confidence there. But now I'm also being able to just tell new stories and still keep that same perspective that I had with these other bits.
Was there racism in Covington?
Yeah.
Do you have a memory where you just bombed? You know, when you're bombing, you got to dig yourself out. Have you ever had one where you don't get out?
Yeah. I got two of my crazy memories. One time, some dude laughed so hard at the show, he came out of the closet to his buddies just right in front of him. Swear to God, he's just like, I'm gay! It like fucking literally like jarred something in his stem, you know? And his buddies are like, what the fuck, dude? It's right up by the front.
You made him laugh so hard, he just admitted he's gay.
One of his buddies spilled not milk, beer.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gay!
Yeah. And his buddies are like, what the fuck, dude? And it was awkward because it seemed kind of real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had people say a lot of stuff. You're like, that guy's retarded. But this guy seemed like he might have been honestly homosexual. And then the other time that I really bombed was because I'm not trying to fucking, bring anybody to the other side of the sexual ledger,
Well,
Oh, yeah. Dude, I fell asleep one time. This cop wakes me up, right? He goes, Did you see them? Do you know where they're at? And I'm like, what the fuck? I have no idea what's going on, right? He goes, somebody called in, 2 wolves were fighting in the street here, right? Dude, I'm at an intersection of this dead town, bro. I lived in this side town for a little while during high school. Fell asleep at the fucking wheel, right? So I'm dead asleep. The cop wakes me up, right? He's like, did you see it? And I'm just like, what? I'm just thinking, what was it? Did I do it? Was I involved in it? Who am I? And he's like talking to somebody else, the other guy who's probably just across the street, and he's like, somebody called it in, 2 wolves fighting in the intersection. And I'm like thinking, we don't even have wolves in Louisiana, So how are you really out here looking for that?
But also, shouldn't you be solving crime?
But also you have a
see 2 wolves
drunk
fighting?
driver who's obviously stalled out at a stoplight.
Hey, bro, wake up.
Yeah.
What, he's the worst cop of all time.
The worst.
oh
The
my
worst.
God.
And he'd be like, all right, if you see anything, let us know. And they were out.
No problem, officer.
See you
You're like
later.
catching wolves fighting.
Damn
Meanwhile, I'm
wolves.
drunk as fuck.
Don't start. Let them get electrocuted. It's all right. We need somebody to get electrocuted on the show.
I got electrocuted when I was younger, man. Actually, you know who saved me, bro? I think it's a brother saved me, man. And I don't know if you're out there.
Would you stop already? You got electrocuted.
Yeah, at the fair. At the fair, they used to let us.
They used to let us come in a day early to the fair and test the rides. We didn't know. We didn't know. We didn't know we were guinea
Look at
pigs.
me.
30 cents. Get on the rides.
Look at
Please on the 1s and 2s now. like a fucking. You look like a fucking Eminem.
Humans?
Yeah, just people that are just smoking their own dicks out there who have no real like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've met some people who, yeah, they're breathing, but that's it,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, this
You
idea
know?
that we're all created equals. You've never met anybody that's a genius if you say that. I've met some people that I'm like, I talk to them, I go, oh, I'm like a monkey compared to you.
Dude, I talked to your buddy Eddie Bravo, and that guy is a real.
He's out there.
He's like a deaf Jack Russell almost,
A deaf Jack Russell?
Yeah, because once he gets going, you can't.
Oh, Jack Russell Terrier?
Yeah, you ever been around one of those dogs? You open the car, and then the next thing you know, they're at the they're like sick. Yeah,
But well, how's he deaf?
because you can't get him back. Like once he goes, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't get him back in the car. Like you're sitting there honking the horn, you can't. That guy's out there. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, but I've never heard anybody make a description like that. A deaf Jack Russell Terrier. That is hilarious.
He's extravagant, dude.
Yeah.